Hello there, I hope you're having a beautiful, magical day. Today, I thought it would be a great day to have a sit-down, chatty video because I'm feeling pretty vulnerable. I really want to share something with you guys that I haven't really shared with hardly anyone in my life. I feel like it could help a lot of people by speaking up about it and by exposing the truth behind my eating disorders as a teenager. To be honest, this video is going to be very hard for me to film because it is a very vulnerable subject for me, but I feel it's so important to speak up and share my experience because I know it could help someone out there. So I guess I'm just going to start off by sharing my story. As a 15-year-old girl, I was very insecure and was so badly seeking friendship and just my place to call home. I've never been good at socializing. I was always the quiet girl at school that everyone would always ask why I didn't talk. They would make jokes about me being quiet, and honestly they'd make jokes about my style because I was kind of out there for someone in Missouri, as you could imagine. I've had my fair share of rude comments in passing and people whispering about me and all of that good stuff, or bad stuff I should say. But that didn't hurt as badly as letting someone in and having them be the ones to bully you, to bring you down. So I guess I should start at the beginning. Being 15 years old, very insecure, lacking friendship and connection, and just being so thirsty for just that, connection and friendship. Honestly, I would hang out with anyone that gave me the time of day, anyone that wouldn't make a rude comment about me not speaking up, and that attracted horrible friendships. Now, I don't want to expose anyone in this video, but I do want to share this story, so I'm going to call this girl Cece. Now, Cece was fairly new to this town, and she was the cool girl. She was tall, skinny, and beautiful, and just very outgoing and likable. So when she gave me an ounce of attention, I was thrilled. The friendship honestly started pretty genuinely. I hung out with her a few times. We would just chill on MySpace, listen to music, talk about boys, talk about life. But then out of nowhere, things started taking a dark turn. Usually when you're best friends, you're on the same team, rooting for each other, helping each other grow. This girl made it very clear that we were not on the same team. To be honest, I was very gullible. I never really had much social interaction growing up, so to me, this all seemed normal. When you grow up with very little social interaction and are sheltered from the outside world, you don't really know what's right and what's wrong. And as sad as that sounds, that's what was going on with me. I thought her even wanting to be my friend was some sort of miracle. Honestly, this is really hard for me to share because I just feel very weak, and I'm trying to push that aside because it's not weakness, it's sensitivity. And I know that there are so many sensitive souls out in the world, and a lot of you guys are attracted to my channel because I'm a sensitive soul myself. So sharing this is basically a must for me. I just feel that urge to share. You know, some people say that being alone is lonely, but being surrounded by toxic people is the loneliest thing ever imagined. With that being said, this is where the story gets triggering. So if you are someone who is suffering from an eating disorder, you may want to watch with caution. And if you are easily triggered, please just click out of this video. It's honestly not worth watching. So like I said, at first the friendship felt very genuine and real, and then it started taking a dark turn. I remember one night we were at her house filming a video for MySpace because we were scene queens. God. And I told her that I was really hungry and asked if I could have something to eat. This is whenever she told me that she was watching what she ate, and she suggests I do the same because I look a little bigger than her in pictures. This really hurt me, but I kind of just brushed it off because, again, I thought she was really cool and I thought she had good intentions in our friendship. She then told me that we should probably only eat a slice of cheese and some grapes, so I agreed and said sure. I honestly didn't think this would be a repetitive thing. I thought because we were taking pictures, maybe she wanted to have a flat stomach or something along those lines. I didn't know. But this started becoming an everyday thing. That summer we spent almost every single day together, and every single day was the same. She would suggest I eat a certain amount, and after every single thing I ate, even if it was a slice of cheese, we would weigh ourselves. I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, okay, big deal. But being an insecure person who has no friends, you kind of think that this person has really good intentions for you. Not only was this girl telling me what to eat, When I tried to eat more, she would look at me with the most disgusted look on her face and say, do you really need that? Do you think that's a good idea? How are you gonna feel after you eat that? And these questions and thoughts would be embedded in my brain at all times. Even when she wasn't there, they started being there always. She basically was the voice of my anorexia in my mind. But that wasn't the worst part of it. It got worse. One night, as we were having a sleepover, she took me to her bedroom, lifted up her pillow, and pulled out a journal. I will never ever forget this journal for the rest of my life. On the front of the journal said, "Finspiration." As I flipped through the pages, there were magazine cutouts, newspaper cutouts of deathly thin girls. There were pictures of food, bones, and self-mutilating images. Cece showed me this with a smile on her face, in hopes that it would inspire me as well. I remember looking at this journal and having such mixed feelings about what I was seeing. I felt scared, but disgustingly inspired as well. She talked to me about it. She made it seem like it was normal, that these people were actually healthy and that being thin meant being perfect. And I believed it. Now, was this because of all the bullshit that she fed me? Did she make me believe that I was that worthless? You know, a part of me thinks yes, and a part of me thinks no. A part of me blames her and a part of me blames myself, and honestly, I think I'm right dab in the middle. I think reality is right in the middle. I think I could have stopped it at any point, and she could have stopped at any point, and it was just the most toxic friendship to ever imagine. Now this is when it started getting really, really bad for me, but for Cece, not so much. We went from spending every single day together to only spending time together at school. We had 2 classes together, and we would also meet up and walk each other to classes in between periods. And then literally within days, like a weekend passed and Monday came and she completely ignored me. Sitting next to me in class, completely ignored me. She came to school the next day, completely different from head to toe. She was no longer the person she portrayed to me. She was completely different. And honestly, that's completely fine. People change, people grow, and it's great to constantly evolve. But this girl completely ignored me, dropped me, acted like we were never friends at all. Within days. Even when I would try to speak to her, she acted like she was above me. Like I was just some nobody, stupid scene kid from school and she was a cheerleader because that's what she had become in a matter of a month or 2. Now there's so much more to this story, but I don't want to make this video super duper long. I wanted to just hit the main points and share my personal story with my eating disorders. This was a huge trigger for me and what basically kind of started this thought process and this need for control. So after losing this toxic person in my life, but also not knowing that this person was toxic at the time, I felt like I had no control over anything. I was being ignored by someone who was my best friend only days ago. And before that, that best friend was telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I could be better, prettier, smarter. I was definitely not in the right mindset. At first, it was definitely about pleasing others. I wanted to be skinny because to me at that time, skinny equaled pretty. Skinny equaled bliss, and my friends, that is not true at all. But is that what I thought? Yes, it is. I'm not going to lie to you. But as I got deeper and deeper into it, it no longer was about the way I looked because I saw myself in that mirror and I knew I didn't look good. I knew I looked sickly. I knew that I was dying, but I didn't care. It wasn't about that. It was about having control. Because honestly, I felt so out of control in all aspects of my life. So I chose the one thing I had control over, the one thing that I had recently been taught: food. I could control my food intake. I could control something. And although a lot of people think eating disorders are mainly about physical appearance, it's not. It's about having control. And a lot of us who deal with eating disorders, who have had them or do have them, are seeking so much control in their lives because they feel completely out of control. So if you're watching this and if you are seeking control, there is one thing that you can control, and that is your mindset. That chatter in your mind, that voice that's telling you you're not good enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not perfect enough. You can control that. Every time you hear that voice come up, pop up, interrupt you, you can choose to feed it love. That's exactly what it needs. That's exactly what it deserves. That aspect of you is seeking so much love. Now I know it sounds so much simpler than it really is because I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. But please don't tear yourself down. Don't starve yourself, mutilate yourself, or hate yourself for being the perfect being that you are. Now, I don't know if this video made any sense, and I don't even know if I'm going to post it, but if there is one thing that you can take from this video, please surround yourself with people that are worthy of your time, of your energy, of your love. Like I said, nothing is more lonely than being surrounded by toxic people. Being with oneself can be one of the most fulfilling things in the world. Over the years, I've definitely learned to find a friend in myself. Honestly, you can't find a better friend than yourself. You literally have everything in common, and you find the same things funny, which is great. Like the same foods. You basically get to do whatever you want to do. And you get to have a friend with you, which is always good. If you see yourself in the story that I shared today, please try to find a friend in yourself. I guess I'll stop this story here. Although I am sweating profusely, anxious as fuck, and not sure if I'm even gonna upload this, to be honest. What the heck, I probably will, but just know that my heart is a-pounding as I'm reading the comments right now. Oh, future Anastasjia, I love you. You got this. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped someone in some way, and I hope you guys have a beautiful, magical rest of your day. Until next time, I love you. Bye!